What a day, Jeff. What a day. But do you know what I feel like doing?
What?
Partying. Hello everyone, welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
board games
and
board gamey things.
Exactly. We are here with a top 10 video, my friends. And today's top 10 video, it's a classic. You know, we've done one of these in the past, but it's been a while. So it's time for an updated list, in my opinion. And today we're going to be doing top 10 party games. One thing I do know for sure.
Juno's not having a party right now.
Juno doesn't party. Top 10 party games, and this isn't like a true top 10 list, like we haven't ranked things. What we would like to do is offer you some game suggestions for your party night that sometimes they aren't traditional party games all the time. You can have fun doing lots of games.
Yeah, this isn't going to be the traditional like monikers, Tapple.
Those are great party games though.
Etc.
Mm-hmm.
We curated a bit of a different list.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we did that because we wanted to show you a raucous good time with some games that you may not have thought of for parties before.
Yeah.
Anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, hey, it's just me by myself. And you want to know why? Because sometimes your friends are busy and they just don't have time to come over for a party night. And so you're left to your own devices to entertain yourself, or as I like to call it, a party for one. For times like this, we are lucky to have games like Monopoly Go, who just happens to be the sponsor of today's video. We're all gamers here, and we've all played classic Monopoly at least 1 million-ish times. Monopoly Go offers a fresh twist on the ultimate classic. You're still gonna buy, trade, and develop properties, but the game is reimagined for quick rounds, all while strategizing to bankrupt your opponents, making it more engaging than ever before. With new mini-games, vibrant animation, and regular updates, Monopoly Go isn't just a game, it's a battle for the ultimate guilt-free mischief. Scan this QR code so you can download the game, or you can just click on the link in the description below. Monopoly Go, because building an empire has never been this fun. All right, the first game on the list is Challengers. Now, Challengers isn't a game that people think of for parties, but you want to know who likes to have a good time? People who like to challenge each other. Anyways, the point is, this game is a okay, this is essentially kind of like a tug-of-war style game.
Yeah.
Right? So in this game, there's Challengers Beach Cup. You are kind of playing in a round robin tournament. Yeah. Exactly. So you are going to go face to face with somebody, as somebody else is going to go face to face with somebody else, and so on and so forth. And you're going to be building out a team. So this is kind of a deck builder. You're building out a team of different cards that you're going to be playing back and forth against your opponent. What you're trying to do is get your side to be stronger than the other person's side, allowing you to shift the win condition in your favor, and you're going to be continuing to play out cards, and some of the cards have special abilities, all of that stuff. Now, whoever wins that game and whoever loses that game is then going to switch places with other people to play them, and you are literally, like, the whole game is playing a tournament of this like tug-of-war game. It's super simple, anyone can play it, and it's silly fun. Like I said, you're building up your team to kind of get better and better throughout the game. There's different decks, there's different types of cards, different types of players, like all of that stuff, and it's so fun.
Yeah, the first time I played this, I was kind of like...
We played it at 2.
I was like,
You got to play it with more than 2.
But then I played more of it, and now I'm big into it.
Yeah, big into it.
I would like to play another game of this.
Me too.
At some point.
And it's just, I think
it's so easy.
Yeah, it's such a good game for like, if you have a kind of a group of people that you might even have like limited space. So maybe you don't have a big game table, but you have a couple of different spots where you can set people up to play. I just think it's super fun. And
it plays like, I feel like it's super accessible.
Super accessible.
It plays somewhat similarly to like the old war card game where you're just trying to gather cards up.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit more nuanced than that.
Yeah.
But it has the same DNA.
Totally. And it's just like I said, some of the cards have special abilities, and it's just fun. Like, people will be laughing. They'll be having a great time. Okay? So challengers, I challenge you to play challengers at your next party.
It's on BGA.
It is on BGA.
If you want to try it for free.
Party online.
Yep.
You could do that.
Next up on our list is a programmatic card game called
Who doesn't love partying with a program?
Called Cult Express. In Cult Express, you are going to be trying to collect gems and loot, essentially, off of this 3D train. The board is a 3D train. Everyone has a meeple and a set of cards that they are going to be playing out that allows their meeple to move, punch, shoot, grab, move up, move down, etc.
Yeah.
How this gets real raucous is as you're playing cards out, you're only going to be playing one. And then everyone's going to be playing cards on top of your one. So I play a card, Jamie plays a card, yada, yada, yada. Sometimes those cards are face up, so you kind of know how it's going to go. Sometimes they're face down, so you have no idea what people are going to do. And other people can interact with others. So you might play cards down where it's like, well, I want to move up. Okay, well, and then it comes back around to you, and you're like, well, my last card I moved up, and then I want to move left. Well, someone could have played a card after you that completely moves where your meeple is. And then you're just at the whim of the board. It's so fun. Each round, cards kind of get revealed in unique ways. And sometimes, like, when you're in a tunnel, like, all the cards get played face down, so it's like no one really knows what's going on.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Everyone has a ton of fun playing it. It invokes so much laughter every time you play it, and it's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think people think of this for a party game, but like, we have never played this game and not been like laughing our heads off, because without fail, someone always ends up just getting totally beat up because someone will play a punch card, which pushes somebody into another card. Then somebody else will have played a punch card, not meaning to hit that person. So you're just getting knocked around, and it's just, it's really fun.
I should also mention there is like a little warden or police meeple that can be moved around by other players, and if you're in the same car, they like shoot you, and it's
there's also a card-only version of this game called Cult Super Express. There's a kids version of this game, Cult Express Kids. So lots of options for you depending on what your game night's looking like. Next game on the list is going to be one called Contra Banter. Now, Contra Banter is a party game. Like, it is meant to be a party game. Here's how it works. Each team, you're going to be on teams, is going to have like 3 words in front of them. And then they have to tell you a story based on a card that gets flipped up, and someone's going to pick a story topic. Then that team has to tell a story using those words without the other teams figuring out what their words are, because those words are contraband, okay? So you have to try and cleverly put those words into the story without making it so obvious that your word is like airplane or something like that when you're telling a story about going shopping at the mall. People are like, well, obviously it's airplane. Anyways, I got to play this at Canada Plays with a bunch of people, and we just had like the best time ever. I think this is, you know, it's kind of like a good-sized travel box, so you can just take it to a party if you're going. You don't need a ton of players to play. Jeff, you could play it at 2 players, like we've played it just the 2 of us.
I'm not saying much on this. I've only played it at 2, so.
Yeah, I played it with 10 people.
It's a lot.
It was so fun.
I don't even know 10 people. Next up on the list is another silly card game.
This is a classic.
And that is Go Nuts for Donuts. Go Nuts for Donuts is a blind bidding set collection game where everyone is going to be betting. They have cards 1 through 5 or 6, I believe. And they're betting or bidding on a placement of a donut. So effectively, 6 donuts. I can't remember if it's 5 or 6, so I apologize.
I think it depends on player count.
Sure. So there's going to be 5 or 6 donuts out on like a conveyor belt kind of deal, and you are going to blindly bid on one of those donuts from 1 to 5 or 1 to 6 by playing out the corresponding number. Everyone's going to do that. When that happens and everyone's placed out a number, you're going to reveal those cards. Here's where it gets tricky. If anyone has played the same number, you get nothing.
You get nothing. No donuts.
If you are the only person to play that number, you then get that donut to add to your collection. Okay? That's the basic premise. The donuts are a wide variety of things. Sometimes they're set collection, but they're weird set collection. So if you get like 2 of them, you'll score points. But if you get 3, you'll score 0. There's negative cards. There's ways to like give people cards. There's ways to steal cards from other players. There's just straight point cards that are like every one of these are worth 3 points, etc., etc., etc. What ends up happening in this game somehow is no one ends up with cards.
Yeah.
Like
me, I never get cards ever.
I feel like depending on who I'm playing this with, we've played it with multiple people. There's always someone that I always play the same numbered card with. Even if I'm like, there's no way anyone wants this one negative card. I will play, and then I'll tie with someone, and then no one gets anything.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's super frustrating in a fun, laughy way. It's incredibly easy to play. Anyone can play this game. It's super accessible.
And it's cute.
And it's very cute and very, very laugh-heavy.
Yeah, we play this one a lot with our friends over at Table Knots, and Max and I tend to play the same cards, and Danielle and Jeff tend to play the same cards. It just is what it is. It's crazy. I love donuts. Some might say even go nuts for them.
Yeah.
Some might say that. All right, next up on our list is another game that is, in fact, an actual party game, and that is called Medium. And I feel like people don't talk about Medium enough. Everybody's talking about Just One and So Clover, which are great games, by the way.
They are.
But not enough people are talking about Medium. So essentially, in this game, you are going to be working with the people kind of to either side of you, and you're going to each get a word or... Yeah, and you're trying to connect those words.
Yeah.
So you're getting words and you're trying to connect the words. And at the same time, you have to go like 1, 2, 3, and then you have to try and say the same word. So you're trying to like look at multiple words and then think about what first comes to your mind.
Isn't it just the one word between them?
So it's 2 cards. So like as an example, I might put slippers and Jeff might put castle. And then we would go 1, 2, 3, Cinderella, which is one that we have done before in the past. So that's what you're doing. You're each choosing a word from your hand, playing it out, and then you're trying to connect the word by using your psychic ability, and then you get 3 tries to do that, and then if you get on your first try, you get more points versus your third try.
And I think after, like, if I remember right, after you say the first 2 words and you get them wrong, you then have to connect those 2 words.
Yes. Yes.
So, like, if in Jamie's example, if it was like Castle and Cinderella, or Castle and Slipper, and I said Cinderella and Jamie said Snow White, not that she would, then we have to connect Cinderella and Snow White.
Yeah, so we might say
and
like
if we get that wrong again, then we have to connect it again.
Those
And there's
2
like
words.
decreasing points.
Exactly.
It's a really good game, I think, for like, if you don't know people, it's a really good icebreaker. As long as everyone's like comfortable kind of being silly in that kind of sphere.
Yeah.
It's super fun.
It's funnier when you don't get it on the first try, honestly. And
and then it's always like, what?
Yeah, this is definitely, you could play this with anybody. Yeah. It's a great one to bring to like an office party as well. Yeah. Because it is one of those like casual 100%. Party games. So Medium, definitely check it out.
Yep. Next up on the list, we have our first dexterity game.
I think so, yeah.
It's a twofer. You can do either or, in our opinion.
Whatever you like.
And that is Tinder Blocks or Kitten. Kittin.
Because it's in a tin.
Kitten or Tinder Blocks are basically stacking dexterity games. They each play slightly different. One's a bit more competitive, being Kitten, over a more cooperative experience in Tinder Blocks. But effectively what you're doing in each of these games is on your turn, you're going to have to take tweezers, or in Kitten, you're going to be on a timer, and you're going to be grabbing things in order to build up a stack of blocks, or in Kitten, kittens. It's silly. They're both super transportable, tiny little tin games, and they pack like so much fun. It's so amazing to see people like, what will happen in these games, especially in Tinder Blocks, is there'll be an obvious placement. Like, okay, it might be your turn and you flip up a card. It shows you on the card what you then have to place. So it might be like a long, skinny block with a chunkier block on top of it. And you have to take those and place it on the middle building that you're building. There's an easy spot for someone to place those blocks. But they'll be like, yeah, but I could tuck it.
Yeah.
Under,
well,
right
because
under.
You want somebody else.
Yeah,
to
you
knock
want
it
someone
down.
to knock it down. But they'll be like, I can tuck it in there, and they never can. Anyway, it's super silly fun. It takes no time at all to play. You can play this in under 10 minutes. You can set it up instantly. Such a great game to pull out at a con, or if you're just trying to kill some time somewhere at an airport or whatever.
Or have a party.
Very fun. And
you can even play this if you have been awake for 22-ish hours.
And beat the game.
And beat the game. Because you're amazing at it.
Because we broke.
And your hands get steadier as you get more tired.
We broke Tinder Blocks.
We broke it. We sure did. Now we have another dexterity game. I personally, and I think you probably agree, that dexterity games make excellent party games.
Yes.
Okay? Especially, now we don't indulge in alcoholic drinks, but people that do, watching them play dexterity games is always fun as well. Now this game is called Rhino Hero. You could do Rhino Hero, you could do Rhino Hero Super Battle, you could do Giant Rhino Hero.
If you can find Giant Rhino Hero.
Which we have, which is very exciting. Now in Rhino Hero, what you are doing is you are building kind of like a tower, okay? You're doing that by placing out different cards, and you are going to be drawing cards that tell you what you need to place out. Okay, so you're building a card house like you used to do when you were a little kid. Now you're stacking these things up, and then you're going to have to put a little roof on it. Some of those cards are going to tell you that you either need to place or move the little rhino meeple, and you are going to have to go in and try to not knock down the house of cards.
Fact.
And it is hilarious. It is, in my opinion, like this is a game for children.
It is.
It is so much funnier to watch adults play dexterity games because when you're a kid, you're way steadier. You're just better at this.
Yeah, I feel like kids can just grab stuff, be like, boop, and they're done. And it's like, adults are like.
But watching adults hold their elbow and try to get their big hands into like a little thing to grab
could be
the
it
rhino.
Too. The hand size. Yeah.
It's so much fun. We never don't have fun playing this game. Like so much so that we have the giant version.
I want to play that
Battle.
During one of these weeks 100%. That we have friends here.
100%. It's so much fun. I highly recommend getting yourself into some dexterity stacking games at parties. And once again, because it is meant for children, anybody can play it. So you bring this out at a family party, and I guarantee you it's going to be a huge hit. Yeah. All
right, next up on the list is new to us, relatively new to us, and it's a word game. So if I'm suggesting a word game, you know it's good.
Is it hooky?
It is not hooky. It is Phantom Inc.
Yes.
Phantom Inc. is a team game, at least in the way we played it. I don't know if there's other variants, but we played it as a team game.
Yeah, I think that is.
Where one person is basically acting as a phantom ghost, and they're trying to get the rest of their team to guess their word. However, the other team is also getting the information, and it basically comes down to trying to guess your word as a group with some little hints and information that the team has.
Yeah.
Before the other team is like, I know what your word is, and they can guess it. It seems very simple. It's incredibly fun. So fun. And why I think I like it so much is some people don't like being in the bigger group. So this game allows someone to separate themselves and be the ghost and give the clues to everyone else to decipher and decide on. And that's why I think I really like it, because I can then be the ghost and just kind of give out clues. It's so fun. I don't know if it's how accessible it is to find right now. They did just do a expansion for it as well, which we haven't played yet. But if you like word games and you like group dynamic games, this is a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. It's super fun. We played this at Level Up last year with a bunch of people, and we loved it so much we immediately played it again.
Yeah, we played it, and I remember I was like, I want to play that again right now.
Yeah. It was like by far
and
one of our favorite games. And I
immediately went out to try and find a copy of it.
And we do have a copy now, which is very exciting. We should definitely play that when people visit.
Yeah, it's on the list.
We're going to have a party when our friends visit. Next up on the list is a classic party game for our game group. I have only encountered 2 people who don't like this game, and I just think they don't like fun.
No, it's Nick, right?
No, Ilya and Jenna didn't like it either. That game is Skull King. Now, here's the thing with
Classic.
Skulking. This is a trick-taking game. It's a trick-taking game that has some special cards in it. So there are mermaids, there are pirates, there's the Skull King, there's also a Kraken card that totally blows up the trick, and there are also special cards with different things that we haven't even explored yet. But you are going to be playing this game over a series of rounds, and 10 rounds, and each round your hand is going to be the size of that round. So round 1, you have 1 card, and the best part about this game is that you have to bet on what you think you are going to get, how many tricks you're going to win, and you do that by very loudly going, and I can't do this because Juno is traumatized.
Juno hates it.
She hates it, hates pirates, so you have to go yo, ho, ho, banging on a table, yo, ho, ho. You're going to do as many as you think you're going to win. And then you are trying to win that many or lose that many tricks. Now, if you bet 0, shooting for the moon, you're going to get like 10 times or double the points or whatever it is.
It's the round times
10.
10.
Yeah. And if you don't get it and you bet zero, you're also going to be losing that much.
That many.
Exactly.
So if I'm in round 10 and I bid 0,
yeah.
I get 10 times 10 points if I'm right. That's 100 points.
Exactly.
If I don't get 10, if I get 9... Or if I get 1, sorry, I lose 100 points.
Exactly. It is just, it's so much fun, and I feel like if you are a fan of trick-taking, this is a great game to play, like if you have a family or a friend group that is familiar with classic trick-taking games, because it works very similarly to, like, you have a trump suit, and you have to follow the trump, and you have all, like, that kind of thing. So if you have a family that plays trick-taking games and you want to take it up a notch, have a good time, Skull King is an easy choice.
Yeah, this one I think is more gamery than the others. It takes a little bit more gamer brain, I think, to get
the
scoring. I know the scoring like the back of my hand now because I've done it so many times, but it is a bit weird. It is a bit hard to kind of figure out. There is an app, I think, to help with it, if I'm not mistaken.
Didn't know that.
But that would be my only drawback with this game, but it is, you get the right group playing Skull King. It is untouchable.
So good. Last one, Jeffy.
Last up on the list is a very simple, easy, accessible, for everyone, flip and write game called Super Mega Lucky Box. Super Mega Lucky Box is basically a lottery ticket in a board game. You are going to be flipping cards, and you're going to have a bunch of, like, essentially bingo cards on your sheet, and you're going to be crossing off that number on one of your bingo cards. When you do that, when you get a row or a column, it's going to score you bonuses. Depending on round, certain things are going to score more for you, but that's essentially the game. One person is controlling the deck, flipping cards, which have numbers 1 to 9 on them, and you're just trying to scratch off all your bingo cards. When you scratch off a bingo card, you get to pick 2 new ones because they're not all quite the same, and then you're just trying to fill out more of them. You're trying to get all your combos so you can fill out more cards. The more cards you fill out, the more points you score, especially based on round. Like if you're able to fill out a card in round 1, that's really hard to do, so it's going to be worth more points if you do it in round 1 versus round 3. It's played over 3 rounds. It's very fast. Super easy, can play with anyone.
Exactly. So those are 10 party games that we definitely recommend that you try at your next party. Now, obviously, we do love classic party games. We love Monikers. We love Just One. We love So Clover. We love, what else didn't we put on here? Tapple, Sushi Go Party. There's so many party games that are great, but we wanted to share some that you may not have thought of for your party day. Okay? We like to party. I like to party. Quoting Hot Rod, get it together. My name is Jamie and I like to party.
You don't like to party. I'm Dave. I'm the party guy.
Anyways, you should also watch Hot Rod at your next party. But that is everything that we have for you today now. We would love to know in the comments below, what are some of your favorite games to pull out for a party? Please tell us. And I hope that there's something really funny in there, like a Agricola. That would be pretty funny. Anyways, that's everything we have now. If you're interested in buying board games like any of the many we mentioned today, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us, that is
the Boardroom Game Cafe.
Oh, heck yeah, it is. And if you like what you see,
please subscribe.
We hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Later days.
Do you feel like having a party right
No,
now?
no, I don't.
Too bad. Well, that's too bad.
What a suck.
The slowest walk away. Hello, everyone. Am I recording? Yes. Why are you sad? Hey, go lay down. We gotta do this.
Oh,
List.
that was sassy.
What?
That was a sassy response.
No, it wasn't.
Yep.
No, it wasn't.
Yep.
No. She's
standing there like,
hi, Bean.
looks like she's gonna be sick.
She does. What did you give her?
Dorito.
Are you gonna throw up? You knew everybody there, but you weren't
Maybe
there.
I do know 10 people.
Maybe you knew. Okay, next up on the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need 7, 8, 9, 10.
We're not doing 3 on here. What I said that.
So we need 4 more.
Yes.
But the longer the game, the more fun you have. And then you put out how many fingers you think you're gonna win. So you go yo, ho, ho.
Rephrase that. How many fingers you're gonna win? You're not
How
winning
many?
fingers.
You're gonna put out how many fingers you think of tricks you're going to win. 2 tricks, 2 fingers.
I feel like that English was still incorrect.
Marvin Gardens. Ooh, I had to pay rent. That's life though, isn't it? I got a chance card. Collect $2,400. You sell your autograph at Monopoly Con. Easy money. Pass go, collect your money. Take a trip to the nearest railroad. Don't mind if I do. $24,000. Do you know how much I can build? I am taking over Venice. It's gonna be wild.